I was 29, pulling 85 grand a year, sitting in a gray cubicle that smelled like burnt coffee and broken dreams. Direct deposit hit every other Thursday like clockwork. Health plan, 401k match, the whole American middle-class package. Then I typed 3 words in an email, hit send, and walked out for good. No backup plan, no rich parents. 6 months later, the money was still showing up in my account. Not from a boss, not from some hustle, from something quieter and a hell of a lot more fragile. What replaced my paycheck isn't what the internet wants you to believe. The day I quit still plays in my head like a bad movie scene. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, my boss staring at the screen like I'd just confessed to murder. "You sure about this?" he asked. I wasn't, but I smiled, shook his hand, and left before the doubt could catch up. I wasn't some trust fund kid or crypto millionaire. I was a regular guy in operations at a logistics firm outside Atlanta. $85,000 a year sounded solid on paper. After taxes and health premiums, it landed around $5,800 a month. Rent took $1,500, car note $450, groceries, gas, the occasional night out. I was comfortable enough to stay stuck. But something had been gnawing at me since 26. I kept watching my friends climb the ladder, get the promotion, buy the bigger house, then quietly panic when layoffs hit the news. The paycheck felt less like security and more like a leash, short, punchy, and getting shorter every year. So I started running the numbers in secret. Not the company's numbers, mine. First move was brutal honesty with my spending. I tracked every dollar for 6 months. Turns out I was blowing almost $900 a month on stuff I didn't even remember buying. Subscriptions, takeout, just one drink nights that turned into 4. Cut it in half. Lived like I made 40 grand instead of 85. Friends called me cheap. I called it buying my freedom. I funneled every extra cent into 2 things: low-cost index funds and one small real estate play. The index funds were the boring hero of the story. I dumped money into an S&P 500 tracker every paycheck. Nothing flashy, no day trading apps, just owning tiny pieces of 500 of the biggest companies in America. Historically, they return about 10% a year when you reinvest dividends. I let it ride through the 2022 dip, the 2023 bounce, and the choppy ride after that. By the time I hit 29, the portfolio was throwing off roughly $1,800 a month in qualified dividends, taxed lighter than my old salary, by the way. Then came the Duplex. I scraped together a down payment on a tired 2-unit house in a working-class neighborhood, fixed the leaky roof and ugly kitchens myself on weekends, rented the other side for $1,800. My mortgage, taxes, and insurance ate about $1,200. That left $600 a month in my pocket. Plus, the tenant was basically paying down my loan. Leverage, they call it, using the bank's money and somebody else's rent check to build equity while I slept. Add the freelance consulting I kept on the side for the first year, another $1,200 when I felt like it, and my total monthly income after quitting was right around $5,500, almost exactly what my old take-home had been. No boss, no commute, no performance reviews. Sounds clean on camera, right? It wasn't. The first 90 days after I quit were pure anxiety. Markets dropped 6% in October. My dividend check shrank by $100 overnight. One of the rental toilets exploded the same week. I lay in bed at 3 a.m. wondering if I'd just thrown away the only stable thing I'd ever had. That's the part the quit your job crowd never shows you. Here's the uncomfortable math they gloss over. To safely replace $85,000 in salary using the classic 4% rule, you need roughly $2 million invested. I didn't have $2 million. Nobody I knew did. So I hacked the number by living on $36,000 a year instead of $60, cut my required portfolio in half. The system works when your assets throw off more cash than your lifestyle demands. Simple. Brutal. Most people never get there because lifestyle creep eats the gap before it ever forms. The hidden mechanism is compounding. Every dollar I saved at 25 started earning its own dollars by 26. Those new dollars earned more by 27. It snowballs so quietly you don't notice until one day the interest payment on your investments is bigger than your old car note. That's not hustle. That's math doing the heavy lifting while you're at the gym or on the couch. But the same economy that let me build this machine can break it in 18 months. Interest rates spike, tenants stop paying, or the market decides it's time for another 40% haircut. I've watched it happen twice already in my short adult life. When it does, there's no HR department to file a complaint with. Just you, your spreadsheet, and the quiet realization that freedom has a volatility problem. Contrast that with the hype you see everywhere right now. 20-second clips of guys on yachts claiming they replaced six-figure jobs with passive income from dropshipping or Notion templates. Most of them are still running ads to sell you the dream. Reality is slower, quieter, and requires you to delay gratification for years while everyone around you upgrades their kitchen. I'm not retired. I still check the portfolio every Monday morning like a nervous habit. I still take the occasional consulting gig when the numbers look thin. But I wake up without an alarm. I decide what my day looks like, and the money still shows up. The bigger picture is what keeps me skeptical. Corporate America built the paycheck machine to keep talent dependent and productive. They pay you enough to stay loyal, but not enough to escape. Pensions disappeared decades ago. Social Security is a question mark by the time my generation hits 65. So more people are quietly doing what I did, stacking assets in the background, waiting for the moment the math finally tips. If enough of us walk away, the whole game changes. Companies lose the steady supply of warm bodies. Wages might actually have to rise. Or maybe they just automate faster. Either way, the old social contract is fraying. The risk, though, is personal. One bad tenant, one prolonged bear market, one medical bill that insurance decides not to cover, and you're right back updating your LinkedIn with a 2-year employment gap. I know guys who tried this and lasted 14 months before the panic forced them back into a cubicle at a lower title and worse pay. 6 months after I quit, my combined income stream stabilized. The Duplex cash flow grew a little. Dividends recovered with the market. I even raised the rent 10% without losing the tenant. The machine was working. But every quarter, I still run the same calculation. If everything went to hell tomorrow, how long could I last? 18 months maybe, 20. After that, I'd have to sell something or go crawling back. That's the trade nobody puts in the thumbnail. So here's the part I keep turning over in my head while I'm walking the dog or staring at the ceiling at night. Was the $85,000 paycheck worth the invisible cage it came with? Or did I just swap one set of chains for another, this time forged out of market returns and interest rates instead of a boss's calendar? The math says I made the right move. Life keeps the question open.